Ole ole, ok, xin chào các anh chị nha. Bây giờ thì Dũng đang học một cái video tức là How to 10x your memory and learning. Và đây là một cái video mà Dũng thấy rất là chất lượng. Cái video của một người Ấn Độ, và đây chính là một cái phong cách mà chúng ta sẽ dùng để học ngôn ngữ rất là hay. Và đây có một cái câu mà nó sẽ rất là tuyệt vời. Và hôm nay giờ là 11 giờ rồi. 11 giờ rồi anh chị. Thì Dũng đang dùng cái cách thức này để học với chính mình nha. Rất đơn giản thôi. Là một cái video như này á, nó sẽ khá là dài đúng không ạ? Nó tận bao nhiêu phút được anh chị? 4 năm rồi. 4 tháng trước, ok. 4 month. Nó 30 phút lận. Và 30 phút thì làm thế nào? Vấn đề là làm thế nào chúng ta hấp thụ được cái thông tin ở trong cái video này. Thì đây, nếu mà chúng ta nghe, tưởng tượng là chúng ta nghe hết cái này chúng ta không hiểu ấy, thì sẽ sao ạ? Rất là khó đúng không ạ? Nhưng mà một cái quy trình đúng hơn là thay vì chúng ta nghe, nó hãy bắt đầu đọc. Hãy bắt đầu đọc. Đọc lên, được chưa? Đọc để hiểu, đọc để gọi là understanding, để hiểu. Thì chúng ta bắt đầu đọc. Đọc nó sẽ rất là nhanh, giúp lướt nhanh qua cái nội dung cho nó có phù hợp với mình không. Và trong quá trình đọc thì mình sẽ loại bỏ những cái phần thừa, những cái phần mà câu chuyện, tất nhiên là mình đọc mình sẽ thường bị cuốn theo cái thông tin này, nhưng mình sẽ chỉ lấy những cái phần quan trọng này, tìm những cái phần quan trọng này. Thì trong cái video này ấy, thì Dũng đọc lướt qua những câu này. Ok, what's your name, bỏ qua những cái gì mình cần đọc. Okay. Mình không nhất thiết phải hiểu toàn bộ cái 100% của cái nội dung này, nhưng mình chỉ cần nhặt ra những cái ý mà mình cảm thấy là nó hợp lý thôi. Thì đấy là Dũng gọi là tinh gọn là như vậy. Ok, thank you very much. Để tất cả những cái phần thank you này thì mình sẽ đọc xem qua. Mình ở trong này có một cái thuật ngữ rất là hay. Trong cái nội dung video này thì Dũng học luôn, áp dụng cái này luôn. Tức là đầu tiên là mình sẽ có 4 cái bước để chúng ta có thể hấp thụ được nha. Bước thứ nhất đó là chúng ta, nó một cái bước thứ nhất rồi là phải ghi nhận lại. Mà muốn ghi nhận được tức là phải tập trung. Mà làm thế nào tập trung thì đầu tiên chúng ta phải dừng cái con người của mình lại, cái mắt của mình. Tất nhiên cái này là Dũng đúc kết thôi, chứ nó không, trong này chỉ nói là cái phần dừng gọi là ghi nhận, nhưng mà Dũng đúc kết thêm là các anh chị muốn ghi nhận được, anh chị dừng cái con người của mình lại, không di chuyển, dừng nghĩ, don't think, tức là dừng cái việc suy nghĩ, dừng cái việc âm thanh trong đầu mình, và tập trung vào cái âm thanh, tập trung vào cái con mắt của mình. Thì trong này mình sẽ dừng lại, không nói, dừng lại, tập trung thẳng con người và mắt, tập trung vào đây, không thay đổi con người của mình, đảo bên này, lướt, không cần như vậy, mà thậm chí từng dòng này một được. Nếu anh chị chưa quen thì có thể là một là các anh chị chưa quen thì anh chị sẽ dừng cái con mắt của mình lại, và cái chuột ấy, nó sẽ di chuyển rất là nhiều đúng không? Như này đúng không? Thì mình dùng bằng cái bàn phím mình xuống dòng. Đấy, mình xuống. Đấy, number one is habit of attention. Number one is habit of attention. Đây, câu này. Number one is the habit of attention. Là cái điều số 1 là cái thói quen tập trung. Thì trong này sẽ không nói là tập trung như nào, nhưng mà Dũng sẽ nói với anh chị rồi. Đây, cái tiếp theo là cái the habit of comprehension. Thì cái từ comprehension ấy thì nó hiểu. Chúng ta có thể dùng cái công cụ, Dũng dùng công cụ như này. Đó là sự bao quát, sự bao gồm, nhận thức, đúng không? Nhận thức được nó, lãnh hội được nó, hiểu. Được chưa? Thì đó là cái một số cái, hay là the habit of recall, của việc ghi nhớ lại, gợi nhớ lại. Đấy, thì mình sẽ nhận được một số cái, tức là đầu tiên là phải attention là ghi nhận, là chú ý. Sau rồi đến gì? Sau rồi đến comprehension, sau đó cùng đến recall. Và cái cuối cùng number 4 là application. Application là áp dụng, ứng dụng và áp dụng, ứng dụng vào cái thực tế của mình. Thì đấy là 4 cái đấy. Thì các anh chị thấy không? Tức là chúng ta sẽ từng lần lượt từng qua, mà các anh chị chưa hiểu thì chị có thể là dùng con chuột kéo xuống như này. Rồi, đây là những cái phần ví dụ của tác giả thôi. Mình cứ kéo xuống từng câu, một câu nào mà nó không, tức là mình không nhận được cái gì giá trị ấy, mình không phải cố hiểu cái này nha. Cái đặc biệt của cái này ấy, là không phải cố hiểu 100% cái nội dung này. Mình cứ sẽ hiểu dần dần, tức là mình lần đầu tiên mình cứ làm cho vài lượt, thì lần đầu tiên mình sẽ xem là có cái gì hay không. Đấy, Cái này thì nó còn một cái vấn đề nữa mà các anh chị sẽ gặp phải, đó là mình không hiểu. Thì chẳng lẽ là chúng ta hiểu tất cả mọi thứ đúng không? Chúng ta sẽ làm thế nào để hiểu được nội dung này đây? Câu hỏi khó ha. Dũng thì đã đọc này và Dũng đã hiểu một một số cái, thấy chưa? Vậy thì các anh chị không hiểu thì các anh chị có thể là gì? Có thể là nên dùng công cụ. Ok, dùng công cụ thôi. Cái này khó ha. Trong này Dũng đúc kết lại là nó sẽ có một số thứ khác nhau, tức là retention, tức là giữ, phải giữ lại, thu nhận cái tin tức và giữ lại thông tin như nào. Rồi cái cách nhận ra, recognize, không phải, sorry, cái này không phải. Cái này chỉ là cái người tham gia ở dưới người ta nói lên thôi. Cái này không phải. Speaking, you're listening, ok. Cái đây, the second R is retention, đây chính là cái giữ lại. Cái ghi lại, giữ lại này. Đầu tiên là cái phần đầu tiên có cái R đầu tiên là registering, tức là sự ghi lại, ghi nhận lại, ghi rồi, tức là bắt đầu ghi rồi bắt đầu giữ. Và cuối cùng là sau khi mà giữ rồi thì mình sẽ đến cái cuối cùng là như là cái recall vậy. The last R is the process of recall, là nhớ lại, ghi, giữ rồi mà gọi ra, tức là giữ lại nó, là làm thế nào để giữ được cái thông tin trong đầu mình, làm thế nào để ghi thông tin vào đầu mình đã, làm thế nào giữ thông tin vào đầu mình, và làm thế nào để recall nó ra, tức là lấy cái thông tin đấy ra. Được chưa? Thì đấy là những cái điều mà rất là quan trọng. 3 thông tin đấy, 3 cách thức đấy thì chúng ta đang đọc lướt qua cái này. Your attention and recall are so great. And then is good đây, and then you know your memory is good. How do you know it's good memory? That means you can recall the right information at the right time. Câu này hay nha. That means you can recall the right information at the right time. Câu này rất là hay. That means you can recall the right information at the right time. Lúc mà mình cần mà mình can recall, tức là gọi ra được, cần là gọi ra được, thì chắc chắn là mình có một cái phần good memory, và nó không khác gì cái việc là sử dụng mối quan hệ cả. Khi mình cần mình gọi cho họ mà họ giúp mình thì chính là lúc mà họ sao mình có một cái good relationship. Cần cái là có, cần cái là có ngay lập tức. Yes, đó chính là cái good relationship. Thì đây, the interesting, if you make sure it's great, phần ghi lại của bạn tuyệt vời. Cái phần ghi lại làm sao hiệu quả thì mình không cần nói không. Mostly mình sẽ không dùng cái chuột này nó sẽ kiểu di này, mà cái tốc độ di của tay của mình nó nhanh hơn cái mắt đấy. Bây giờ tay nhanh hơn mắt mà, tay nhanh hơn não mà, nên mình sẽ dùng bằng cái tĩnh lại, không di nữa mà dùng bằng cái con chuột, con bàn phím. Từng câu một, câu một và loại hay không loại. Okay, your recall will be bad as well. And rồi, ok, được, hiểu. Make sure you the proper registration. Làm sao để đưa đây? And the way is that very simple. 100% attention. Book become part of your home because smartphone become your attention. Ok, chỗ này bỏ qua. How not later, must immediately, you must have sense to do it. Tức là turn off và tập trung vào nó, và không phải là 1 phút xong mà hãy ngay lập tức tập trung. Dướn người đằng sau, nhìn kỹ vào nó, tập trung vào nó. Đấy là cách mà Dũng đã đúc kết. Grab the neck and ask you how. If you don't attention the innovation, the monster is so afraid. I don't know. Tức là sao là mình viết cái từ notification monster, phần thông tin sai đây. You went out. Okay. messed up with process of registration and powerful it is. If you do not click on it, just look at notification you already messed up with and you think no, it's not, because that's how retention and recall be adversely, cái tên không biết, adversely reflect, cái này mình dùng cái này rồi, bất lợi, adversely ảnh hưởng bất lợi, ok, affected you don't, yeah, okay, yes, now you may ask the question, what's the answer? The answer is something like immediately, but you get used to it. The answer is simple. Turn off, okay, turn off. You can. Tức là đầu tiên là mình muốn tập trung về tất cả những cái phần mà thông báo, notification, những cái chuông thông báo, những cái thông báo đến mình. Learn so viral, pha loãng, okay. In fact, you have to keep on learning new things and new skills. Learn something every day. Cái này nó đang chuyển sang cái hướng khác rồi. Here's my point. Và at least, and that is the reason why you do not want to make sure you teach you right. Now, let's look at another word. You have this forget là liên quan chủ đề quên ha. Before you can forget anything, you have to get it in. Yes, the first place, that nó vào trong cái phần ghi nhận ha. What's your name? Tại đây còn dẫn chứng ra câu chuyện là hỏi tên. Did you forget? I forgot. And present myself well. Đấy, tức là câu này là ông dẫn thôi. That's the reason why you forget. Làm sao đấy? Thế lý do tại sao mà bạn quên, bởi vì là sao? Your mind is not that place. It's somewhere else. Yeah. I can give you when you read a book. Tell us you can relate to this. Ok, cái này bỏ qua. Typical these days where hey come back, là lúc đọc sách thì mắt của mình sẽ chạy lung tung. Cái này chưa phải giải pháp cuối cùng. This position, okay, thank you, forget. No, didn't get the first place, tức là chưa đã vào cái phần vị trí đầu tiên. Powerful attention is now. Attention will help you. Okay, tức là làm sao để attention thì không nói, đúng không? Problem with attention, recall, next you become comprehension. No, phải hiểu everybody place, you have to make sure. Rồi, sự tập nhảy vào cái việc là ý định là để nhớ luôn, nhớ mà chưa hiểu á, tức là đừng nhớ. Tôi không nói là đừng nhớ mà tức là nhớ là việc nhớ là phải làm sao. The primary intention này là phải hiểu, cái understanding what you're learning. Rồi, ok, first understanding then remember. Ok, không hiểu thì đừng có nhớ, nhớ không sai. Number one is process association. Ok, in fact there are lots of ways how you can improve comprehension, but I'll just give you two for today. Hai cái. Association, sự gì đấy, kết nối hay sự liên kết gì đó, sự kết hợp. Ok, giao thiệp, sự kết hợp is very important. First step for improving your memory. So great way comprehension the information. Yeah, a great way to comprehend the information. Yes, memory, and also a great way to comprehend the information. Yes. Simple next process of connecting that you want to learn with something, also learn the past. What is you want to be? You link it with something that you already learned in the past. Yes, câu này là câu chuẩn luôn. Link, kết nối nó với something that you already learned in the past. Learn in the past. Cái gì đó mà bạn đã học ở trước đó rồi. Yeah, cái cũ cái mới à. Learn important concept and idea. All new to do is, okay, how can I connect this? Yes, how can I connect this? Đây là một cái điều vô cùng thần kỳ ha. Làm sao mà connect this? Connect với cái gì đây? Connect với cái gì? Với cái ai đây? Với người nào đây? Do comprehension, you do. Người này tên là gì đó? Toàn nào, đúng không? You make connection many times. Sometimes it's expert. Okay, connect. I used to have this. Some connect many times is actually good idea to talk to. Yes, connect to. Connect với chính mình thì sao? Connect với chính mình nói ra, mình nói ra. Còn connect with some people, mình nói với họ. Mình nói với mình trước. My dad, please help me, please help me. Xin giúp tôi, ok, xin giúp tôi, xin. Giúp tôi. Và từ xin giúp tôi là please, xin. Yes, từ please chính là xin, yes. Ok, can you draw a picture? Và bố ông ấy đang kết nối cái phân số, cái việc là fraction với cả một cái phần vẽ tranh kết nối. Ok, tôi hiểu như này đúng không? Boom, tôi hiểu. Make the connection. So verdict is that I absolutely no confusion, no problem understanding confusion. Later, no problem understanding the difference between proper and improper fraction. Yes, that is how powerful association is. Kết hợp lại với nhau, kết nối lại với nhau. That's the first you can do it, and the second way also very powerful to improve the connection, and that is checkpoint technique. The checkpoint technique. I don't know the checkpoint technique. I don't know checkpoint. Kiểm soát. Okay. This is I call as a checkpoint. What is checkpoint? Checkpoint is predetermined sport or placed in a book or in a video that you decide. Okay. You decided this is one checkpoint. Checkpoint. Các cái trạm kiểm soát hả? Okay. Your checkpoint could be very every section. Checkpoint could be every 3 page. Dừng tức nhận là cái gì? Dừng tức nhận là cái gì? Could be every chapter is up to you. You decide what is a checkpoint is. Tức là dừng lại, có điểm dừng lại, chứ không phải liên tục miên man thì không cần. Phải dừng lại đến khi nào mà chúng ta cảm thấy là ok. Boom. Yes. Let's say you are going through an online course. Yeah, checkpoint could be after every checkpoint. Yeah. Hiểu đến đâu? Understand it? Now what you need is very simple. When you reach predetermined. Reach your predetermined. Định trước. Xác định trước, tư duy trước. Predetermined. Có định trước. Predetermined checkpoint. Pause and ask yourself. Okay. Pause. What if 3 or 5 ideas that I've learned? The main ideas I have learned in the past checkpoint. Dừng lại và ghi nhận. Yes. The next important thing, I can rephrase it in my own words. Liên kết nó với chính cái ngôn từ của mình. Rephrase it. Rephrase. I don't know. Rephrase. Cái từ rephrase rất là hay ha. Rephrase. Diễn đạt lại. Rephrase. In my own words. Yes, in my own words. Và so sánh nó với cách nói của mình. So sánh nó với cách nói của chúng ta. Cách nói của chúng ta thì mình sẽ nói tiếng Anh là gì? Của chúng ta là our. Cách nói là ways of speaking. Cách nói của chúng ta vậy. Ways of speaking. Our, no. Của chúng ta là our ways of speaking. Cái từ our của chúng ta lên trước. Cách nói của chúng ta, ok, our. Bắt đầu mình sẽ điểm được của chúng ta là our. Của chúng ta là our ways of speaking. Yes. In my own words. First boy, what are 3 or 5 ideas? Yeah. Đây là how. is really high on that. Your comprehension is really high on that. Oh yeah, that is so powerful. That is powerful. Could be either by or checkpoint. Yeah, cái sự hiểu có thể là hoặc là gì? Kết nối nó. Tức là trong kết nối rephrase nó chính là kết nối nó rồi. Kết nối nó với cái điều gì mình đã biết hoặc là mình chưa biết. Yes, hoặc là mình đúc kết lại. Checkpoint. As you can see here, the attention helps you it's here the attention helps you registration. Comprehension helps you with retention. Sự hiểu thì sẽ liên kết, hiểu liên kết sẽ giữ được, còn đâu mà ghi nhận mình phải dừng lại, dừng suy nghĩ là pay attention. Sự chú ý, nhìn vào nó, tập trung vào nó, không nghĩ cái gì khác cả ngoài nó. Đó, thì đó là cách tập trung ha. Ok, muốn giữ được thì phải kết nối. Và now, of course, the next thing is recall. You also, that is a habit. Please answer between you. Okay, swim small. A question one: if you want to be better swimmer, what? If you want to be better badminton play, okay, play it more. Thank you. Yeah, speak more. Memorize more. No, I mean, of course, you can. There's no harm actually. You can memorize more, but if you want to improve your capacity to memorize, you do not remember more, you recall more. Đừng cố ghi nhớ, mà hãy cố gợi lại. Nhớ, ghi và nhớ, mà hãy recall. A person who recalls more, a person who tests himself or herself in the person who is going. Tức là đừng cố nhớ nhiều đi vào đầu mà hãy nhớ recall. Hãy đẩy nó ra. Yeah, who is going to retain information for a long time. A typical way people learn is learn, relearn, remember. It's okay, maybe, but you can easily get tired, and sometimes you struggle way too much to get the result you want in life. So you need to, you learn, tell yourself. And that is how you can really solidify your learning. Yeah, practice makes permanent. If you want to train your memory, the person who recalls more is the person who actually sharpens his or her memory capacity. Test yourself. What is word? Yeah. So what's a recall session again? It's simple testing yourself. For example, there are many ways you can recall. Number one is you can self-test. After a segment, after a book, after the video, after recall, close the book, close your eyes, and mentally recall it. Yes! What are the keys you learn is from this and process? You train your brain, train your memory. That's what you can do. Self-test. I don't do that. Another word, teach. How many you can heard this before? The best way to learn something is to teach it. You heard it before. Vì mình nói lại không phải nói bằng cái ngôn từ người khác được, ngôn ngữ người khác được, thì nó không phải teach, đó là chỉ là người con vẹt, mà mình teach nó áp dụng luôn cả quá trình là phải recall và phải rephrase it, diễn đạt nó theo cách của mình, tức là có kết nối rồi, và recall tức là test yourself. Nhưng mà another way to test is bạn không được dùng. Yeah, I don't know, không được. Don't have allow yourself to use text. Don't do that. Just try to remember, try to recall, to teach another person the way you've learned, you've used it. Don't do that. Và chuẩn bị. Có sự chuẩn bị không? Có. Chuẩn bị không? Có. Hiểu không? Có. Yeah, sắp xếp lại không? Có. Yes, yes. You can teach, learn it first. First learn it. You have comprehend it, and only then I will able to teach others. And only then I will. Only then. Chỉ sau đó tự so you can toast it and you can teach it to others. Or it's up to you how you do that. The important thing is to recall, bring the information from your memory. Now you've seen here, attention helps you with precision. Comprehension will help you retain, and recalling will help you recall with recall. Now if you want to go to fourth R, next habit. Now if you want to go now, fourth A, only have talked about 3 R's. Fourth A has not much to do with bad brain and memory. The result, yes, you need to have the format. Probably of the most important you can think to transform your life is to application. When I was young and I used to wait, have to not used to. Yes, too much of information. Ông nói quá hay luôn. Too much of information. Quá nhiều thông tin. Let's do something which is very dangerous is input addiction. Input addiction. A lot of times people are learning mode. Train themselves by info junkies. Những cái thông tin rác. Info junkie cho những thông tin rác ha. Chính là những thông tin rác. Rác thông tin. Tức là đang train những người nghiện gặp thông tin. Info junkies. Input is easy. Also you need to do. Type some letters on the computer. Or buy a book, open a Kindle, boom, you are learning. You are in input zone. It's very easy. Apply what you've learned. That is what output is, and that is not easy. It takes time. It takes effort. It takes commitment. It takes dedication. I don't know dedication. Không nhớ. Tức là phải hy sinh. Okay, dedication for that. for the learning, for the helping another people. Attention. Yeah, that's very, people do not do the output. And you heard, think this before, you use it or lose it. Use it or lose it, use it or lose it. Tức là dùng lại những cái information mình đã học. Use it. Remember, don't try to read it every day. Try to recall it. Try to recall. That's the reason I say it's not about what you learn, it's not about what you do. With what you learned, that makes a difference. You need to xem lại, okay? Don't do that. Just recall it. You need to not only to go through the attention and the comprehension, but also take time to for recall and also do application. Now you don't do that. If you don't do that, you don't do that. What happens? We do shallow learning, tức là học nông á. Is you will do shallow learning. Shallow learning means you think you are learning, but actually it's very shallow. Rất là nông cạn. Shallow, nông cạn ha, nó thấp. It's not deep. It's not deep. What we are is deep learning. How do you get deep learning? Deep learning happens when you pay attention. Deep learning happens when you take time to comprehend what you're learning. Deep learning happens when you take the time and effort to recall the key ideas that you learned. Effort to recall the key ideas what you learned. Tức là tinh gọn á, thành thạo như từ tinh gọn ha. A deep learning happens when you take what you learn and put application in your life. Áp dụng vào trong cuộc sống của bạn. That is how you get the forward R. That is how you get the results. Because lifelong learning will skills cho bạn kỹ năng. But lifelong application will get you the results. Yeah, lifelong learning cho bạn kỹ năng. Nhưng mà lifelong application cho bạn kết quả. Lifelong learning is good, no problem about it. You need to be learning information on regular basis, but what is more awesome than lifelong learning is lifelong application. Áp dụng những cái gì mình học được. Yeah, so there we have it, the fourth habit. As we come to close of their presentation, I want to tell some very important. If you not be able to do more than these habits, you know that many times it's not exactly your fault. It's because we all gone through a schooling system, okay? Some people even do longer now. Well-attentioned teachers, well-intentioned schools, they do not teach you these skills, not teach you these habits. Quick question for you, or quick questions for you. Quick question for you, or quick questions for you. I don't know. Quick question for you, or quick question for you. Did you ever attend a school where they taught you how to pay attention? Did you ever attend a school where they make sure that you comprehend it really deeply and fully? Did you ever attend a school where they give you ample times, phong phú thời gian, or opportunities for you to test yourself without the fear of punishment? That's important. And did you ever attend a school where they design lessons for real world application? Yes, họ thiết kế ra những cái bài học mà để áp dụng, để ứng dụng. Wow, If your attention such a school, congratulations, you are in the minority trong cái thiểu số đấy. But alas, you have not attended such schools. Reason why we have not used these 4 habits. Now, learning without all 4 habits is like a car where the brakes are fully engaged. Tức là fully engaged tức là cái phanh ấy, thì where the brakes, cái này nó không được đúng lắm, tức là cái phanh lúc nào cũng nhấn và không có thay đổi. Well, you can definitely get along, but you can definitely get along. I don't know, get along tức là mình có thể quét cái này hả? Yeah, quen rồi. You go snail's pace and you are struggling way too much and you're wondering how I'm putting in the time, putting in the action, putting in the effort, why I'm not getting the results. The moment you bring in all these 4 habits, not only you de-engage the brakes, but also you filling the car with high grade. Bring not only you disengage the brakes, but also you filling the car with high grade full feel, and you overhaul the engine and even the slightest effort on tốc độ accelerator, máy gia tốc. Yeah, boom, jump, keep moving forward. So if you use the 4 habits will help you go from shallow learning to deep learning. Ứng dụng cái A là application, attention application, and what that? Attention application, I don't know, remember, just association, kết nối ha. Thank you. Yes, really good. Sau khi mà mình đã hiểu xong nội dung này thì mình sẽ nghe. Yes. Sau khi đã hiểu xong nội dung thì mình sẽ nghe ha. Đó là trải nghiệm nghe tuyệt vời.
Of your brain. What is the storage capacity of the human brain? Now, I'm sure you all agree with me if I say that your brain has an incredible capacity to store information. You agree with that? Thank you. Absolutely. Now, in terms of gigabytes, your human brain has an estimated 2.5 million gigabytes of storage capacity. Impressive, yeah? Now, the question is, how come we have such vast 2.5 million gigabytes of information storage capacity, but we're still very, very forgetful? Why is it happening? So you'll find out the answer to that in today's presentation. But just before we go, I want to show you something really cool, something really interesting, something which probably will show you the power of the human brain when you train it. So for this, I request the participation of any 5 people who's willing to come down to the stage here. So what you need to do is very simple. Please come here and write a 6-digit number on the flip chart. Now, I'll be behind the flip chart, so I'll not be knowing what numbers are being written. Yeah, go ahead, please.
The number.
Just kidding, by the way. And also, I have to break a Guinness record for memorizing the longest sequence of colors. Now, when I share all these stories and my achievements, when people see this thing, the first thing that occurs to their mind is maybe I was born with this ability. Now, I've been living in Singapore for the last 16 years, but I was born and brought up in India, in a place called Hyderabad.
For a bit.
So, I want to talk about today. If you want to skyrocket your ability to remember, retain, and recall information like you never did before, you need to inculcate the 4 habits. If your memory is great already, it means that you are without knowledge using these 4 habits. If your memory is not great, it's time now for you to inculcate these habits, because these habits will totally change the game for you. Not only they will improve your memory and learning, but also they have the power to transform your life, and that's what we're talking about. So what are the 4 habits? Number 1 is the habit of attention. And this is one of my favorite words. I'll be talking about a lot in this segment and most of the speeches that I do, because it's one of the important things in today's world. That's number 1. Number 2 is comprehension, the habit of comprehension. Number 3, the habit of recall. And number 4, the habit of application. Whatever I remember in my life, I've used comprehension. Number 3, the habit of recall. And number 4, the habit of application.
Okay, attention, comprehension, recall, application. Yes, really good. Attention tức là tập trung á. Muốn tập trung thì mình phải tập trung và chú ý. Chú ý thì muốn chú ý mình dừng toàn bộ, suy nghĩ lại. Don't think anything. Don't suy nghĩ. Yes. Sau khi mà attention rồi thì cái thứ hai là comprehension, là phải hiểu những gì mình đang đọc. Ok, sau đó thì mình mới liên quan đến việc là hiểu rồi, liên kết được rồi, mình mới recall được, và recall rồi thì bắt đầu mình tức là tái tạo lại, không dựa vào cái hỗ trợ nữa. Và cùng là mình application, áp dụng vào thực tế, áp dụng vào trong đời sống những cái điều mình đã học.
Whatever I remember in my life, I've used all these 4 habits, and I've changed a lot of distractions, interruptions, and that's the reason why attention plays a very, very important role. Now, I'm going to tell you a simple thing that happened many years ago. In my school days in India back then, we had in primary school, we had a teacher who used to say a million times in each class, please pay attention, please pay attention, please pay attention. And one day, very innocently, I wanted to ask a question to the teacher, raise my hand, excuse me teacher, I have a question. My teacher was not in the mood for taking questions on that day, I guess, because she was very furious and said, Nishan, stand up, what's your question? Teacher, my question is, now I'm laughing, I was not laughing back then. My question is, you've been telling us to please pay attention, can you please tell us how to pay attention? Now, right after that, I realized that was not a good question to ask your teacher, because when I got back from my teacher was, Nishan, what a stupid question, pay attention, sit down. What? How come? She's not telling you how to pay attention. But turns out, your teachers are 100% correct. If you pay attention, you have a good memory, as simple as that. But the problem is how to pay attention. So let's quickly go through the process of memory. The process of memory consists of 3 R's. Can you shout out loud? What do you think of the 3 R's of memory? If you're right or wrong, just give some R words related to brain and memory. Retention, thank you. Recognize, thank you. Registration, thank you. Recall, get it. Repeat, yeah, helps sometimes. Remember, thank you. Retrieval. Okay, great. Now, you know what? Between all of us, we got the 3 words I really wanted. The first R of memory process is the process of registration. Now, that's what is happening right now. Maybe you may call it as remembering, it's exactly the same. Registration means the process of storing information into your brain. Right now, I'm speaking, you are listening. What you're doing is you are registering the information. Similarly, when you are reading a book, watching television, or watching a movie, or whatever it is, when you want to learn something, you are registering. But the problem is, there are some right ways of registration and there are some wrong ways of registration. And if you use the wrong ways, you're seriously going to have a problem with the next 2 R's. The second R is retention. Now, retention means how long can you store the information in your brain for a very long time. Now, a lot of times people tell me, I can remember everything very fast. Good. Or else I forget very fast. Oh, that's not good. That's because this person has registration but may not be struggling with retention, and we all face this. And finally, the last R in the process is recall. Now, this is where when people say, hey, I have a good memory, how do you know you have a good memory? That means you can recall the right information at the right time. Boom, then you know your recall is good, then you know your memory is good. Now, the interesting thing is, if you make sure your registration is great, the chances are pretty high your retention and recall will also be great. Not always, but mostly. But the problem is, if your registration is bad, almost always your retention will be bad and your recall will be bad as well. So we have to make sure we have to do the proper registration. And the way to do that is very simple. What your teacher said, pay 100% attention. Now, the problem is, in today's world, it happens to all of us, how many times you are learning something. Maybe you're reading a book, you're watching a video, you're attending a seminar, and then you have your smartphone by you all the time because now smartphone has become a part of your human body. You have it all the time with you. So when you are learning, after some time, inevitably, the smartphone notification will go off. Now, what do? In the last 1 decade, we have trained our brains that if the notification goes off, you must immediately attend to it. Not 2 minutes later, not 1 minute later, you must attend to it. It's as if you don't attend to the notification monster is going to pop up, grab you by the neck, and ask you, how dare you ignore me? So people are afraid of the notification monster. That's the reason why they go and then they check. Now, this is what happened. You were in the learning zone, notification, you went out, and you just messed up with the process of registration. That is how powerful it is. Even if you do not click on the notification, just by looking at the notification, you already messed up with the registration. And if you're thinking this is light, no, it is not, because that is how your retention and your recall will be adversely affected if you don't do that. Now, you'll be asking the question, Nishan, then what's the answer? The answer is something that you may not like immediately, but you'll get used to it. The answer is pretty simple. Turn off the notifications. At least in the time that you are learning. You can use notifications sometime else, but when you're learning, you have to do the turning off notifications. Now, if some of you are thinking, Nishan, is it not drastic measures? Now, here's my point. Learning is something that you do almost every day. In fact, you have to keep on learning new things and new skills. If learning is so vital, why dilute the learning? Because when you dilute the learning, you dilute the quality of your results. That's the reason why, at least for the time of learning, you must turn off the notifications. And that is the reason why you can do 100% attention and make your teachers right. Now, let's look at another word. We have this word get. Now, what is this word? Forget. A lot of times people tell me, Nishan, why is it I keep forgetting? What if I told you The reason why you're forgetting probably is because you don't even get it in the first place. That's the reason why I say, before you can forget anything, you have to get it in the first place. I'll give you a couple of examples. How many times happens to you, you walk into a networking event, you shake your hands, you ask the other person, what's your name? The person tells you his or her name, and within 1 nanosecond, not even a second, within 1 nanosecond, what happens? Boop, the name, you just forgot the name. And the people are crazy thinking, oh my God, this person just told me his name. I don't have any idea. Does it start with a P or a G or a K or a H? I don't know anything. It's just gone. I forgot. Did you forget? You did not even get it in the first place. When you were shaking hands, when that person gave you his or her name, at that time, your mind is going all over the place. Now, am I presenting myself well? What should I say next? Who should I meet next? Your mind is not on that place. It's somewhere else. So you're not even getting it. That's the reason why you forget. Another example I can give you is that when you are reading a book, this happens to all of us. Now, please tell me if you can relate to this. This is the text, and these are the words in the text. What is the book? Now watch this movement of my marker, because that's how your eyes normally move when you are reading, typically these days. Now you go from one word, next word, next word, next word, next word, next word, come back, next word, next word, next word, next word, come back, next word, next word, next word, next word. Hey. Oh, yeah. Hey. Oh, yeah, come back. And then you keep on going, and this happens. You can relate to that, I guess. Now what is that? I've seen many people, after opening the book and start reading, after 5 or 10 minutes, they are in this position. The book is open, the eyes are open, the mouth is also open. Hey, we're looking, where's the book? Oh, thank you, sorry, I just got lost. Now, after some time, this is the same person who says, hey, I keep forgetting, huh? Oh, you do forget? No, you didn't even get it in the first place. That's the reason why this is super important. Now, you have to make sure you have to pay attention. By one of the ways you can do it, like I said, is by turning off the notifications. Now, that is how powerful attention is. Now, attention will help you with the registration. But you know what? We also have the next 2 R's. And if you don't stack up the next habit, then you'll only stay with registration, and you may have problem with retention and recall. The next habit I'm talking about is the habit of comprehension. Now, a lot of times many people think that, hey, comprehension is something to do with children, students. No, every one of us, everyone on this planet, you have to make sure you comprehend information. The problem is, a lot of times people, when they jump into the learning session, they jump in with an intention to remember. Now, I'm not saying don't remember. I'm not even saying don't have the intention. Intention to remember is good, but it cannot be your primary intention. Your primary intention has to be comprehension, understanding what you are learning. That's the reason why I say first understand, then remember. First understand, then remember. Because if you straight go to remembering, you will not have comprehension, which also means that you will not have very good retention. And that's not a good thing to happen. Now, there are a couple of ways of how you can improve. In fact, there are a lot of ways of how you can improve comprehension, but I'll just give you 2 for today. Number 1 is the process of association. This is a very, very important step for improving your memory, and also a great way to comprehend the information. Association simply means it's a process of connecting what you want to learn with something that you have already learned in the past. What is it that you want to learn today? You link it with something that you already learned in the past. So next time, when you want to learn an important concept or an idea, all you need to do is to ask yourself, okay, how can I connect this? How can I relate this? How can I link it, associate it with something that I already know? I'll give a simple example here. Now, to do this comprehension, you can do it by yourself. You can make some connections, or many times it's actually a good idea to talk to someone who's already an expert in that area, or someone who knows more information than what you do in that topic, in that area. Now, I used to have this problem and confusion when I was in primary school to know the difference between proper fraction and improper fraction. I don't know how many of you had this problem. I had this terrible problem. So I went to my dad. My dad was very good in math. I said, Dad, please help me. What is the difference and how can I remember proper, improper fractions? So my dad said something crazy. He said, Michelle, okay, good. I'll tell you. Can you draw the picture of a human being? I said, yeah, but I want to learn what proper fractions. Yeah, can you draw the picture? So yeah, sure. I mean, as you'll know right in a moment, I'm really, really terrible at drawing, okay? So this is how I draw. Something like this. So I said, that's a human being. And my dad looked at it and said, great, that is a proper fraction. I said, what? He took the pen back and he drew a line like that and said, a proper fraction looks like a proper human being with a small head and a big body. Example, 2 upon 3, 17 upon, 55. So the head is small, the body is big, boom, that is the proper fraction. And then he took the pen back from me and then he drew something like this. And then he asked me, do you normally see a person like that? No, I never see that. So that is improper. Very simple. So just by making a connection between what I want to know, which is proper and improper fraction, with what I already know, how does a human being look like, boom, made the connection. Several decades later, I absolutely have no confusion, no problem understanding the difference between proper and improper fraction. That is how powerful association is. And also, this helps you with comprehension. That's the first way you can do it. And the second way is also very powerful to improve comprehension, and that is the checkpoint technique. This is what I call as a checkpoint. Now, what is a checkpoint? A checkpoint is a predetermined spot or a place in a book or in a video that you decided, okay, this is one checkpoint. For example, if you're reading a book, your checkpoint could be every section, or checkpoint could be every 3 pages. Checkpoint could be every chapter. It's up to you. You can decide what a checkpoint is. Let's say you're going through an online course. Maybe you're going through one of my online courses, and your checkpoint would be after every video is a checkpoint. Now, what you need to do is very simple. When you reach your predetermined checkpoint, pause and ask yourself, okay, what are the 3 to 5 ideas that I have learned, the main ideas I've learned in the last checkpoint? And next important thing, it's very important, can I rephrase it in my own words? First point, what are the first 3 to 5 key ideas in the last checkpoint? And can I rephrase it in my own words? If you can rephrase something in your own words, it usually means that your comprehension is really high on that. So that is how powerful registration is, that is how powerful the comprehension is, and comprehension can be done either by association or checkpoint. As you can see here, the attention helps you with registration. Comprehension will help you with the retention. Now, of course, the next thing is the recall, and you already know what the next habit is exactly called as the recall. Now, here's some quick questions for you. Please answer as the best as you can. Question number 1, if you want to be a better swimmer, what do you do? Swim more, thank you. If you want to be a better badminton player, what do you do? Play badminton more, thank you. If you want to be a better public speaker, what do you do? Speak more. If you want to have a better memory, what do you do? Memorize more. No. I mean, of course you can. Of course, there's no harm, actually. You can memorize more. But if you want to improve your capacity to memorize information, you do not remember more. You recall more. A person who recalls more, a person who tests himself or herself, is the person who is going to retain information for a long time. A typical way in people learn is learn, relearn, remember more. Is that okay? But maybe, but you can easily get tired, and sometimes you struggle way too much to get the results you want in your life. So what you need to do is you learn, test yourself. And that is how you can really solidify your learning. So if you want to train your memory, the person who recalls more is the person who actually sharpens his or her memory capacity. That's the reason why I say do not end your learning sessions without a recall session. Do not end your learning sessions without a recall session. So what's a recall session again? It's simply testing yourself. For example, there's many ways you can recall. Number 1 is you can do a self-test. After the segment, after the book, after the video, after the seminar, after reading an article, close the book or close your eyes and mentally recall, okay, what are the key things I've learned from this? And that process actually will train your brain, train your memory. That's what you can do self-test. An even better way is to actually recall it to another human being. In other words, teach. How many of you heard this thing before? The best way to learn something is to teach it. You heard that before? Why did I say that? Because before I can teach it, I have to first learn it. I have to comprehend it. And only then I will be able to teach others. So you can do self-test or you can teach it to others. It's up to you how you want to do that. The important thing is to recall, bring out the information from your memory. Now, as you've seen here, attention helps you with registration. Comprehension will help you with retention, and recalling will actually help you with recall. Now, if you want to go to the 4th R, you need the next habit. Now, what is the 4th R? We only have talked about 3 R's. Now, the 4th R has not much to do about brain and memory, but it has to do more about our life, because the 4th R is results. If you want to improve results in your life, you need to have the 4th habit. And the 4th habit, probably one of the most important habits you can think of to transform your life, is application. I remember a time when I was very young that I used to wait. I had to wait 1 full week to watch cartoon. For those of you who are old enough, you can relate to that. You had to wait 1 full week to watch a cartoon episode of 30 minutes. And I cannot choose what they're going to show. I don't know, it's going to be Tom and Jerry, Mickey Mouse, or Donald Duck. I don't know. I just have to turn on the TV on that day, and whatever is shown, boom, I have to see that. That was many, many years ago. But fast forward it to today, not only I can watch any cartoon I want any number of times, but also I can learn anything I want just by the click of a button. If I want to learn something new, I can turn on the television. I can go to YouTube, for example, or I can fire up the podcast app. The problem is not about information availability. The problem is too much of information, and that leads to something which is very dangerous, and that is input addiction. A lot of times people are in the learning mode. They have trained themselves to be info junkies. You know why? Because learning is easy. Input is easy. All you need to do is to turn on the television, type some letters on the computer, boom, you are in the learning. Or buy a book, open a Kindle, boom, you're learning it. You're in the input zone. It's very easy. Applying what you learned, that is what output is. And that is not easy. It takes time, it takes effort, it takes commitment, it takes dedication. That's the reason many people do not do the output. And you've heard this thing before, use it or lose it. If you don't use the information, you are eventually going to lose the information. That's the reason why I say it's not about what you learn. It's about what you do with what you learn. That makes a difference. And that's the reason what you should aspire to be. You need to not only to go through the attention and the comprehension, but also take some time for recall and also do the application. Now, if you don't do that, what happens is you will do shallow learning. Shallow learning means you think you are learning.
Ok, như vậy là mình đã đúc kết được cái video này rất là tuyệt vời. Mình có thể đúc kết lại là theo như có những cái thứ mà mình có thể mang đi được, tức là có 4 cái thói quen mà mình cần phải thực hiện để mà có được nhân 10 10x your memory, my memory, tức là nhân 10 cái khả năng ghi nhớ và học tập của bản thân mình. Đó chính là thứ nhất, đó là mình cần phải attention, tập trung vào những thứ mà mình thấy rất là quan trọng, mình tập trung vào attention. Cái thứ hai đó là mình sau khi attention mình comprehension, tức là hiểu, phải hiểu nó thật sự hiểu từng chi tiết của nó, hiểu những cái gì mà mình cần liên quan đến mình. Sau khi mà comprehension developing, tập recall lại những cái gì mà mình đã vừa mới hiểu, và cuối cùng là mình áp dụng những cái điều đó, áp dụng liên tục vào trong đời sống của mình. Áp dụng thì nó sẽ có 3 cái quy trình là ghi nhớ, attention để ghi nhớ, để ghi, comprehend để giữ, comprehend thì để giữ, và thứ ba là phần sau khi comprehend rồi mình recall, tức là mình phải test yourself, kiểm tra mình, tự xem là mình diễn đạt ra đã ổn chưa, mình tự xem mình còn nhớ ra những cái điều đó hay không, và test mình cho đến khi nào mình đạt được cả hai cái sự thành thạo, tốc độ và độ chính xác, và cùng mình áp dụng nó ra ngoài, bắt đầu chia sẻ nó ra, áp dụng nó ra bên ngoài, đưa ra ngoài đời sống của mình để mình tạo những kết quả của những cái thông tin mà mình đã học. Thì đây là cái tuyệt vời. Và thứ hai là đấy là những cái điều tuyệt vời trong cái video này. Tiếp theo đó là trong này giải thích rất là rõ là mình muốn nhớ, tức là mình muốn nhớ thì mình phải recall nhiều hơn, chứ không phải cố gắng nhớ thật nhiều, cũng đúng với cả cái phương pháp mà mình đang hướng đến. Tuyệt vời, đây là một video rất đáng xem nhá.